Let's go ahead and get started. First, introductions. My name is Sean Holloway. I'm the Senior Director of IT and Marketing for Akuho'ai, and we are partnering with NRHH and NCUR on supporting the OTM application and its hosting and service. With me today, I have Cameron Cromer, and Cameron can wave. He is our application developer, the one primary responsible for developing our application. And I'll turn it over to Anne Marie, who will introduce herself and anything else about the project you would like to share before turning it over to our demo today.
Thank you, Sean. So, as Sean said, my name's Anne Marie. I currently serve as the NCUR Associate for NRHH, and one of my main duties is overseeing the OTM database and all things OTMs really that is NCUR related. And so we really wanted to put together this webinar and walkthrough to give you all some resources and information about how voting on this new system looks like, as well as addressing some common concerns that people have brought up, and for you all to be able to use this as a training resource for your institutions, your regions, or whoever you may work with that has to deal with the OTM database. With that, that's all I really had to share, and so I think we're good to get started with the demo.
All right, so again, here it is. I've put in, this is all a fake environment with some test stuff, so test university, test region, all this is fake, just for the purpose of going through without affecting the real production system. So if, for those of you that are familiar with the old system, the new version of voting is pretty much the same. We've just kind of cleaned up the user interface a bit. So I guess as a simple demonstration, we just got, so you can vote as normal, and then you'll get a little message. If it was unsuccessful, then it would state so. And then you can contact the NRHH folks over at the contact page and say that there was an issue. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but that's how you do it. You can also retract just as normal. So right now I'm actually logged in as a campus OTM, the committee member, so the base level of voting. So then here as an example, when we have two in the same category, you vote for one and it automatically disables the others that are in the same category. And of course you can retract until the end of the voting period for whichever level you're voting for. Right, again, this is a sample for campus levels. So this is an example of 2, and the same thing goes for 3. It'll disable all the others. And you've got a nice cleaner way to be able to view and preview these things before you choose which ones you want to vote for. This is a fairly simple demonstration. Really, that's it. There are other pieces to it as well that we're working on, specifically for the administrator levels, or the administrator accounts for each level, to be able to maybe delete something that was put in by accident at the wrong university, or a duplicate if somebody accidentally put something in twice. But that's really it for voting.
And Cameron, can you explain for the folks, how they will get to this particular page, and then what if they're at those that are at a different level, what they'll see, or is it much the same? So just talk about a little bit about the differences of getting to this area.
All right, so from the home page, which hopefully you're all familiar with, once you're signed into the application, you should have this. If you have access to voting, you'll have this little votes thing here. You'll just click that, and it'll bring you up to whichever ones are ready to vote for at the moment. Right now it's just set to June, but it'll be for whatever time period you're at the time. The primary differences between the different levels is, so between the campus level, the regional, and the NCUR level, the committee member page will all look fairly like this. And then the administrators have a few extra things they can do to go in and put like honorable mentions, again, delete or edit some nominations, and they'll also have kind of a vote tally so they can see how many people have voted for a specific OTM for that month.
Great, thank you. And Anne Marie, was there any other common questions that we talked about in our project team that you would like us to explain about the voting periods?
Yeah, one thing that I know has been brought up a lot to me is for this start of voting, there are 3 months that your institutions may be voting through right now. Right now, with Cameron's test group, you're only seeing June. If for institutions that had OTMs that were submitted for each of the 3 months, they will see all every month, but only those months that they had OTMs submitted will show up in their votes page. So if you do have institutions that are asking where their April or their June OTMs are, they just didn't have any submitted. And if they didn't submit any at all, this votes page will be blank for them. And so that's another common question that you all may be experiencing. So that is one thing that I wanted you all to be aware of as well. As far as going through the system and other things that should be walked through, there wasn't anything else that I had in mind. I didn't know if people here had any questions that they would like to address as well.
All right, that's a good cue to open up the floor for questions. You could just unmute yourself. I do have the chat box open if you feel more comfortable typing in your chat. So questions that you have regarding the ability to vote and related processes. But we do have a question from Vincent. He was wondering, how do you as an advisor submit the winners? So as an advisor, how do the advisors submit the
So the advisor, assuming that they are the administrator for that level, specifically, I guess in this case, that campus, there will be, I believe it was discussed that it will go with whoever has the most votes unless overridden. And we're still kind of handling out how ties might work out.
All right.
That's how currently, like Cameron had mentioned, that's how it's set up in the system. We're still talking as the NRHH board and how we specifically want to see that. But as it currently stands, it's not like the old system where you had to click it and then submit it onto the next level. So especially for this first round of voting, it'll work as Cameron said, where those with the most votes will be automatically pulled onto the regional level.
So yes, Vincent, hopefully that answers your direct question. You do not need to physically submit because the system will handle that process for you. Awesome. He says, thank you so much. Great. And then Jordan from the University of Maine asks, how do we receive committee level access to the site to submit our votes?
So that is in the works at the moment. That should be hopefully pushed out sometime later this week. And so I'll contact Anne Marie and she should let everybody who needs to know that.
And generally speaking, what happens from a roles standpoint across the entire system, as you might expect, those with elevated roles can promote roles that are beneath them in a child-parent relationship. So generally speaking, those that are given access are given access by those that have higher permissions than them. So hopefully you'll see those come out in the next week or so, as Cameron mentioned. And then another question, if we have questions that are further time, who should we contact?
I'll take this one. So if it is specifically about the database, you'll reach out to me. I just put my email in the chat box, nan@nacur.org. I do ask if you're specifically asking for campus administrator access for your university, that you do reach out to your regional AD NRHH, because I do not have the permissions to promote you on your campus level, and they're the ones that control that. Any other questions may be directed at me, and I will get you in contact with either the regional AD NRHH or answer the questions as best I can.
Great, thank you, Anne Marie. Another question, can there be a mini tutorial posted somewhere once everything with committees is worked out? Cameron, you could take that one or I could take that one.
I'll leave it to you, Sean, if that's something we can do. I think from our end, we can definitely do something similar to what we're doing right now. I mean, voting for the committee members will be pretty much the same. The primary difference will be that, of course, whatever a person's assigned categories are for the regional or NRHH levels, like the voters, are assigned, they'll only see those on this page. Just like right here, the only one, there are many categories, and the only ones that are showing up on this page are the ones that actually have OTM submitted. So it'll just be a subset that whatever you're assigned. But the actual assignment process itself, that's something we could definitely go over once that's been implemented and fully tested.
Absolutely. We can definitely go through, at least share a few screenshots, and Anne Marie can set on the communication as part of that particular rollout as well. All right, Meredith Weiss. Can admin permissions be changed from one account to another, or are there campus admin permissions permanently linked to one account?
So the way it works is you can be promoted or demoted. Your account can be, in case you use a generic account, it might not be just yours. That is up to the people, the admins at your level or above your level. So yes, it can be transferred, but only by somebody who has access to the level that you're trying to be transferred to.
Winnie has some questions.
Y'all, it was too much to type, so I was like, I'll just use my voice.
Oh, good.
First, thank you. This is, again, thank you for all your hard work. I know it wasn't an easy process, but I'm loving the sleek look. My first question was more of a clarifying question. So you said that currently, right now, that all the OTM who has the most vote will automatically be pushed to the region. Is that going to be a continuous thing, or is that just a time being thing? I think I just wanted to double check.
Yes, so this is a conversation that we're currently having. It may end up being this way permanently, or it may end up changing. This is a conversation that I would like to further have with the associate directors for NRHH and seeing how they would like to utilize the system, because there are a couple of nuanced situations where being able to pull the one with the most votes could be an issue. So we're still in discussions about that, and it may be permanent, it may not. I'm not 100% sure at the moment.
No worries. Thank you, Marie. Actually, the next question for you anyway. So I know we have a lot of back OTMs right now since, I don't know, was it March or April? Do you have have you developed a timeline of when you want those submitted? Like, I guess when we get voting access, or is it just vote when you can? I guess that's my question.
Yeah, that's a great question. So the NNB actually created a timeline for both this first round of voting and for July OTM, since they will be adjusted. And I posted it in, but I'll say it here too. So campus level OTMs are due to the region on August 8th by 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. Then regional OTMs will be voted on and submitted to the NRHH level by August 22nd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. And then our NRHH level winners will be announced on August 29th. For July, campus OTMs will be due August 22nd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Regional OTMs will be due to the NRHH level on August 29th by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and our NRHH winners for July will be released on September 5th.
All right, and then there was a question after Win Yi. Will this recording be posted somewhere? And the answer is yes. It will be posted on Okuawai's YouTube channel, which I will share the link with Anne Marie, and she will share it with you all. And a question from Julia from New York University. How does regional OTM submissions work if our institution does not use the database to vote on the campus level?
Yeah, so as it currently stands, your institution's campus administrators do have the ability to vote just like the campus OTM committee members, which is a little bit different from the old system. So if you all utilize like a Google form or some other way of voting, your OTM campus administrator can actually go in and just vote for whichever OTM has the most on your campus. And since those will only have one vote, they will be the one with the most and will be able to be pulled forward onto the next level.
And Brandon, your comment about the message on a blank page, yes, that is something that we have talked about last week in our project team meeting as we were fine-tuning the voting development process. And that is something that will be slated in the coming release as the committees and all the rest of the levels get built out. So yes, absolutely, it is a great idea to be able to do that as a form of communication to the user, what to expect when you land on a page. So for sure, thank you for that. All right, I think I'm caught up on the questions so far. Does anyone else have any questions, comments,
I also have one thing for everybody. I'm going to drop it in the chat as well. But as far as this recording and any other large questions that are sent my way, the NRHH website does have an OTM database tab. Under other, it says OTM database. That's the link. I highly encourage you all to check it out and encourage your institutions to look at it as well, because it will have the most up-to-date information about the OTM database, as well as some frequently asked questions that I update and post those answers to, as well as how to utilize the database and some of those larger changes as they are made. So definitely be utilizing that tab, and it also has my email on there as well if you ever have questions and can't remember what it is. So,
All right, Bree. Go ahead, Bree.
Hello. My question is, once regional voting is live and ready to go, will there be a way that we can assign someone 2 roles if they're a campus administrator or a committee member as well as a regional committee member?
All right, so I think just to reword it, I guess you said that you want somebody to be a regional and a campus OTM committee member?
Yes. So if someone was like their campus administrator or they were on their campus voting committee, could we like assign them voting rights for their campus and if they're on the regional voting committee?
Okay, yes. Yeah, that's how it's already implemented. I mean, it's not live for you guys yet, but that's why for the regional and occur levels, each committee member, like which categories they vote on, has to be set manually, because yeah, there is no real like regional committee member role like there is a campus committee member role. They could be from any level, and then you could assign them that. If you have permissions, you could assign them to that regional or occur level committee member.
And remember, you can always reach out to Anne-Marie directly with any additional questions, or if something comes to mind a little bit later, or you're not finding the answers on the FAQ link that Anne-Marie posted, or in the help page of the site itself, which Cameron can see. There's you can see the contact us page there, so you can type your question. This does go directly to Anne-Marie's account. So if you don't remember the nan@occur.org email address, you can simply quickly do it from here and get to that same destination with your question. And she's super responsive too. So she definitely shares and rolls up the information for us, and and she helps us prioritize what gets worked on. So there's a number of great ideas to continually advance the OTM system in the direction that it takes and things like that. And she helps us prioritize and communicates with the board or the boards, and make sure that we're representing you all well. So Anne-Marie, I'll turn it over to you for any kind of final thoughts or other types of topics you would like to discuss at this time.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. There's nothing else that I really had to discuss with you all. Thank you all for coming out. I really appreciate it. And I hope you all found this valuable. I know there was a lot of questions and confusion, especially from those that may not serve as campus admins or voting members, on what this new system will look like. So I hope you all found this very helpful. And as Sean said, if you have any questions or suggestions for the new site or about the new site, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Other than that, thank you all for being here.